Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, and that's also my screen name. Welcome back for episode 4 of our Boron playthrough of X4. Today we are going to try and get our combat ship. We're bringing everybody back a little bit early because we hit rank 10 with the Terran. That's going to let us buy the Katana and start having some fun with combat. So this will be our introduction to combat in this save, and we'll see where we go from there. I'm hoping to get some more stations built. I'm hoping to get some more reputation gained, some money made, and start working on towards getting ourselves our personal ships for taking out stations and taking out other ships. If you guys learned anything useful today, or if you have a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so it's been a couple of hours that we've let the simulation run. We've made a fair bit of money. We've also built up a couple of things. We've got some more solar panel going on here. We've got a bigger docking ring. We've also purchased some recipes, and we purchased a plot that we're going to use here in just a bit. But the main reason that I'm bringing you back early, well, one, so that we can get the plot off the ground and make some extra money and rep that way. But the other is we actually just hit rank 10 with the Terrans. So we're going to go ahead and go get our ship from our combat ship from them, which will allow us to do the rest of that mission for Dalbusta. But we're going to pick up the ship and outfit it the way that I would like it outfitted. Again, there is no best way to outfit these ships. There is no right or wrong way to set up your combat ships. There are parts that will work more efficiently depending on what you're trying to do with them. But in this particular case, it is personal preference almost entirely as to how I'm going to set this guy up. But it works for me, so it might work for you. It all depends on play style. I know some of you guys are much bigger dogfighters than I am. I will, well, actually, while he's going there, we can start looking at some of our building stuff here. So while he's en route, we're going to plan build. And we got just some basic stuff that'll let us make hull parts and claytronics. We have everything required for those, which is big. But we're here in Menelaus so that we can set up a station to try and get some solar cells going. So let's start off with docking modules. We're going to try this hex dock.
Morningstar.
I really want to see how we can make this work. It looks like it attaches from the bottom, which is fine. We're going to take it up to the top. I took it too far. Okay. And now it looks like... So if we turn it this way, we might not have to have it as far forward. Let's try that. Bring it this way a little bit and this way a little bit. No? Alright, what's wrong with you? Oh, the gate. The gate's in the way. No, maybe not. I'm pretty sure the gate is what the issue is. Yep, the gate is exactly what the issue is. Alright, so those lines were actually interfering with the gate. Let's see about getting you up as high as we can. And let's see about getting you as centered as we can here.
Entering system. Second contact.
Alright. Alright. So that's a good spot to start. I would like to use this luxury dock here. So it's 4 medium and 14 small, which is absolutely massive. The problem is it needs to be able to dock from the top, and it looks like it's actually going to let us do that. I don't know how or why. It looks like it should be interfering. In fact, I'm pretty sure it should be interfering. But no, it's going to let us do it, so we're going to do it. And then we're going to go with some modules. We need our vertical 2, which is going to be the highest. Okay. And then we're going to try to get some storage in here. You know what, we might be able to put the storage off the top. I'm kind of winging this as we go, so you guys are learning with me. Usually, I have pre-setups with the split and how I like to do this, but I haven't really done that much with the boron, so we're kind of learning together here. Okay, so it's not going to let us put one there. It doesn't like that.
Entering system. Get Sofune.
Alright, I don't like the way that this is. Up and angle it slightly. Snaps, there we go. Okay. Then we should be able to get one here. Like that. And then maybe two here. I don't know if it's going to interfere or not. But this is probably way, way, way more storage than we're going to need for this. I just want to see if we can do it. Okay, likes that. And it likes that. Okay, so there's only one spindle that we can't use, and that's this one right here. Because this guy's in the way. Which is fine. That's fine, that's fine. Alright, so now we've come down a little bit, so it's time to do a cross.
Entering Jupiter.
Let's see if we can't angle this a little bit. Because I'm not sure if it's going to let us... Okay. Likes that one. It likes that one. Will it let us do the other two? It doesn't like that one. Why does it not like that one? What if we turn it a little bit? Now it does. Alright, so can we copy this one? We can. There we go. Now from this point, we should be able to take this and copy sequence, and we should be able to replicate this going downwards. Okay. So that's a pretty serious amount of energy replication here, but let's see if we can't get a little bit more crazy still. Now I know this looks like a lot of overkill, and realistically it kind of is just for energy cells. The big reason that we want... Okay, I don't think it's going to let us get away with that one. I think, yeah, it cuts through the docking. The main reason that we want this many is, bear in mind that the area just north of Menelaus, which is where we want to do most of our mining, has almost zero sunlight. So we need to get as many of these as possible down here so that we can get enough sunlight to get enough cells that we can trade to those stations up there. Alright, this is messy, but I think we can make it work. Alright, now something that we need to do... Well, actually, we don't need to do it that way. I was going to separate our docking and whatnot so that it builds in the proper order, but since this is only for energy cells and we don't actually have anything coming in, and we do still have an area where we can come down and over, which will allow us to use these empty spots if we find out that this isn't enough. But I feel like this is going to be pretty close to enough. So it's going to start with our docking. Remember, these build in order. So it's going to start with our large docking, then it's going to do our luxury docking, then our first connector, our storages, our next connector, and then it's going to start energy cell production, and then it's going to repeat down and then out. So generally speaking, if we needed ores and other things, I would separate each of these individually to get them at the bottom of the list. In this particular case, though, that's not going to be an issue. Once we get our hull parts and claytronics in place, we can start using those to build other stations, and we can start turning that back on. But for now, we're going to have to turn it off just to build all this. Now, this is going to be extremely expensive. We do not have enough money to finish it. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw in nothing right now. We're going to throw in some money, but right now, we're going to get our ship first. Okay, in retrospect, I think that we took the wrong path with this. I think making that so big is a terrible idea. Originally, the intent was to have it produce enough cells to supply all of our building things up in here, but with Menelaus having such good sunlight, 271%, I think we'd actually be better off building our production in here and only having our depots around here for mining. That way they can just pop through the gate to trade and come right back. Originally, I wanted to put it here because really, there's only a couple of things that we would have to destroy to have ownership here. This, and this. Whereas down here, there's quite a bit more. I don't think we're going to go for ownership in Boron space. We are Boron. That makes less sense. I think we'll pay for the space here and worry about carving out a niche in, like, over here and probably down here. I think that might be a better way to go. So we're going to reduce this by a significant amount. Let's see. Let's do this. Remove sequence. That's still going to leave us with quite a bit. And we'll take out these as well. Let's take this, copy it, and attach it. There we go. What's that, 4? 4 times 4 is 16. That's plenty enough to supply a trade station and sell direct. Then we can also remove some of these. I'd say let's stay with 3. And that's going to dramatically reduce the cost as well. So I think we'll go that route. We're going to okay the changes. That's going to put us right where we need to be. And that's going to bring the price down to something more manageable. So now we're at about half of what we need for this. And we'll just build here. That way we can build energy cell production onto the things here. Because if we make it to where the only thing up here are our ore gathering stations, then we don't really need any energy cells for them past the original build. So we'll give this a shot and see if it changes. I think I wanted to take this over and have it be ours so that we could build as much as we wanted in here, but I think this is going to be a better way to go. It's going to be a little bit more expensive on the front end, but it's going to be a lot less effort and a lot cheaper for this. A lot less time intensive in the early game when time is much more important. They're already coming in force here. They've got a K out. We got out of here just in time. Although it looks like ARG came out in force to deal with it. I don't know that that's going to be enough to deal with a K, though. But we'll just reduce this, and then we'll build some stations here for ore. And then build all of our production here, because we can expand out this way. They don't have anything here. It's going to cost us money, which I don't like, but it is what it is. A couple of million here or there is probably a smaller price to pay than the monstrosity that we were building. I will say that while this is useful to have 6 possible connections, it's kind of a monstrosity as far as getting it in position. I don't know that we'll be using that beyond this first station. So we'll see how it shakes out, but I think that's where we're at for now.
It's good to see you, friend.
So we're going to receive our rank.
Your service to the Terran people has not escaped our notice, and we want to award you a new rank. Since your deeds have proven you to be worthy of our trust, your new status will allow you greater access to the Terran Protectorate. Of course, this rank comes with benefits beyond that as well. Should you prove to be unworthy of the trust placed in you, these privileges will be revoked. Although, should it come to that, a revoked license would be the least of your worries. I am confident that you will find these rewards to be adequate compensation for your effort. You can also expect certain Terran organizations to approach you for your help in the future. Once again, the Terran people thank you for your service. We look forward to your continued assistance.
Good luck out there.
All right, then we're going to talk to her and get her to send a
Relaying
diplomat.
message.
The Terran Protectorate has deemed you important enough to accept your invitation. Prepare for my arrival.
Good luck out there.
Excellent.
It's good to see you, friend.
Now, licenses. Okay, we don't have to buy it.
Good luck out there.
So now we're going to shift D to get back to our
Assist.
ship.
Vanguard.
And we are going to actually take one of our other ships. Our guy sitting in asteroid belt is now going to go explore that system. And while he's doing that, we're going to head up here.
The ship will be undocking soon.
The ship will be undocking now. And then probably more afterwards. So right now we're going to take ourselves. We're going to fly here. And we'll just remove this one. So we're still in Jupiter. We're not quite to the asteroid belt yet. Aha! Alright, so we're going to dock and wait there. Actually, we can send him home, because all we had to do was discover this. So now, we can buy our ships. We want a medium. We want a katana. And we're going to lowball some things, and not so much others. So the Terran shields are definitely going to be high quality. The weapons for the guns probably go with the pulse lasers. Definitely Mark II, because this is our combat ship. The turret, we're actually not going to buy any turrets because we want some argon turrets for that. We're going to use the argon, I keep calling them flak turrets, but that's not really what they're called.
Entering asteroid
But those
belt.
are what we want for that. We want the best of everything here because it's ours. We are going to take probably 10 satellite. Well, let's take 15 satellites. We'll take 5 really nice satellites.
Entering system.
We'll take
Get
10 nav beacons. Take 5 resource probes just in case. Don't usually use them, but mines I don't really care about. And we'll take a couple of towers. Probably not going to use them, but we've got them just in case. We do have to have a captain, but that's all that we're going to take right now. So that's 5 million out of our current 9, which hurts a bit, but it's going to be worth it. I will bring you back in a minute when it's done, and we will start working on the next
The
stage.
void.
Okay, so we just finished.
Entering system.
So we're going to send it up
Second
here
contact.
to get it, get some people on board. When it's done with that, we will send it up to split space for the engines, and then we'll send it down to argon space for the turrets, and then we will bring it back up. Now, the reason that we're doing argon space for the turrets, the splits have the same turret that we're looking for. It's basically a shotgun turret. We're going to more or less leave it on whatever the default setting is, but with the flak turrets, if you set them to intercept missiles when you're fighting people that have missiles, which so far the Paranet are the only ones that I really have encountered missiles with. If you set it to target missiles and it's the flak cannon or the shotgun style, it will more effectively destroy incoming missiles than most of the other turrets. The reason that I like to use the argon ones is because they have a little bit less damage than the split ones, but more of a range. And to the
Entering
best of my
system.
knowledge,
Argon Prime.
the split and the argons are the only ones that have them. I could be wrong on that. I haven't looked super far into it, but I know the splits have the highest damage and the argon have the best range. So that's why I was going for that setup. Alright, so we've got our people set up. I will bring you back when we move on to the next stage of the setup. Okay, so we've got our people now. So we need to actually go in here and fire the pilot. Promote best crew member to captain. Okay. And then we can hire one more person. Alright. And then we can, while they're doing that, calm her. We're going to give her a seminar for piloting. And tier 1 piloting.
Over and out.
So now, yep, she is now a 2.5-star pilot. Which is perfect for us. Mostly we're going to be flying the thing, but I would like at least somebody on here to know what the hell they're doing. Okay, so we have our people now. Now we can come up here and get our engines. So we want the tier 4 split combat. And that's going to be a chunk of change. Looks like single engine, so that works. Alright, once we have our split engine, I will bring you back for the last component. And then we have a functioning combat ship. At that point, especially since we're basically flat broke again, we're going to go back to just sitting and waiting for a little bit more money to come up. while we slowly dump it into this station. So I will probably not have you guys sit around and wait for that because it's going to be horribly, hideously boring. But I would like to get a little bit of other things rolling. Eventually I want to start getting our stations going. We are extremely close, and I will probably bring you back when we hit there, to being 20. Oh, there it is. We just hit 20. That was fantastic. I could not have hoped for better time than that. With Xyarth Patriarchy, which will actually give us the opportunity, and we don't have to go see anybody for this one because we have the rep here. Because we didn't receive rank.
Happy with your continued loyalty and honor. Many among us wish to show gratitude. It is with honor that we elevate you to a new status within our family. You will find great benefits with this standing. The benefits are tied to rank, so should you turn against the family, you will lose these benefits. The split have much faith in our judgment. You will stay loyal. You will find these rewards suitable to your feats. May they bring glory to you and your house. Smaller families under us may now approach you for aid. You have authorization to join them, under the condition that your loyalty to us remains unwavering. Split again, thank you for your efforts. Our future remains strong. Split wish you fortune.
Excellent. So now we should be able to buy the ships that we want. Yes! Yes! Now, of course, this is absurdly expensive, but once we can start getting these, especially a Rattlesnake, will allow us to take out other people's stations. A single player running a Rattlesnake with the right gun layout can attack a station from a range that it cannot attack back, at which point you can absolutely decimate entire stations. So that's going to open up a lot of freedom for us. We might go after the Ka'ak in it, especially since they are one of the best places to get the drops that we need for the time dilation. But also getting one of these is a Raptor is just fantastic. I am so excited for this. And we want to learn the recipes to be able to make them as well, but those are ungodly expensive. If we go into ships, like a Raptor is 326 million, and a Rattlesnake is 124 million. We are a ways away from being able to afford that. And probably sitting around is not going to be the best way to get that much money, because we're talking days at that point at the rate that we're accruing it. You know, when we can get around 30 million an hour, that's a little ridiculous. Oh, he's still en route, so I'll bring you back when we move on to the next part. But we have options now. We are going to start building our fleets, and we're going to start making the universe ours. Alright, and now on to the perfect finishing touches. We're going to verify that we got the right thrusters. We have our engines, excellent. Our shields, excellent. See tier 3 instead of 2. Our guns are solid, on par with these. So if we look, you can actually see the difference in pulse lasers here. So that has less megawatt of output, so less sustained and less output. Generally speaking, the Terran stuff is a little bit better overall, but the range is going to be the big difference here. Projectile speed for the Terran is 6,800 and 4.4 kilometers. For the Argon, it's 5 kilometers, but it's 4,500 for projectile speed. So it does go further with the Argon weapons. They all have slightly better range than everybody else, but you take hits in other areas. Why can I not get the shard? Oh, I can't get the shard because we don't have the rank 10 with them right now, but I think we can cheese this. We need a regular ant shipyard. I'm betting it's somewhere in this vicinity based on this. So we'll see how that turns out. But I will bring you back when we can actually do something with them, I guess. Oh, right. So we are actually on board. I had the pilot doing the work for us so that we didn't have to. So you've got your gunnery seat here where you can control the turrets. And this is navigation, which is a great way to see this. One of the important things to remember about navigation, though, is when you're running the SATA, you have to be in control of a ship. So as a commander, which means that you're out in space. A nice way to cheese that, because it's supposed to be for travel, but a nice way to cheese that is to use this chair so that it brings up your map, and you can still do things from your map, and you can increase your speed from the map chair in the Katana. So you can park safely at a station, ramp the speed up, and still quote-unquote be in control, because you're in a seat. It's a really nice way around the limitation. Alright, so I brought you back a little bit early. I was doing some price checking. We're going to need around 36 million to get our Rattlesnake off the ground, and that's not even with the equipment that we want on it. That is just with, oh, I forgot to check the turrets. Yeah, that's not even with the equipment that we want on it. That's just with to get the starter pack, so to speak. We still need crew, we still need turrets, and we still need better engines and shields.
Entering system.
So
Hatikvah's choice.
we're probably going to cost around 40 million, maybe a little bit more. At least engine-wise, there's not a lot of options for the large ships. Like, there is no super combat engine here. Unfortunately, with the larger ships, we want a Terran engine. So just for they charge faster, so it gets you around a little bit better.
Argon Prime.
Our combat speed is not super important in a ship like this. But yeah, we will definitely start getting that saved up. We're only going to put just enough into the station over here to get it off the ground and let it start trading. We're not going to fully build it right away by any means. And then as we get that money, we will get our Rattlesnake, and then we can take the fight to the Kaak and to the and then we can start going to the Xenon as well. We can do things like park right here where all the Xenon come out. We will easily be able to take out the PE, and basically we can take out a K if we do it right. You just have to be careful. But we're well on our way to becoming a combat nation and trading at the same time, because why not? Yep, the wharf was right where I was expecting it to be. I'm alright with that. That actually makes life quite a bit easier. So here we've got the Argon shard turrets, which is exactly what we wanted. We'll leave them at default, but if we find ourselves fighting Paranid or something along those lines, we can always pause it and switch them to missile defense. Hey, look at that! We're now rank 10 with the Teladi, I'm assuming. We're now rank 10 with the Teladi. So that'll be our next stop.
It's good to see you, friend. We've been watching your actions with great interest, and believe you are worth investing in. I'm pleased to present you with a new rank amongst our company. Of course, this rank comes with great benefits. These benefits are tied to the rank. So if you lose the rank, the benefits go too. But with your record and our trust, I'm sure we don't have to worry about that. I hope you find these rewards fitting to the work you've done. May they bring you profit. Given your elevation, you may also find opportunities in a number of organizations under our administration. They may be worth your attention. Once again, I give you thanks for your efforts. We look forward to continuing our partnership in the future. Good profit. It's good to see you, friend. Relaying message.
The Teladi Company accepts your gracious invite. We are looking forward to doing business with you, and I will arrive shortly.
Good profit to you.
Let's head towards Hatikvah, and we'll see if we don't stir some shit on our way by. What do we get? What do we get? Spacefly eggs. Excellent. Spacefly caviar is actually worth money. cleaned out all the Xenon. We were helpful. And we got some combat experience. They did change a little bit how the flight works in one of the more recent updates. It's been a couple of updates ago, but they did change that. It's a little bit more glidey than I was expecting in this particular ship, but that's alright. Obviously, it responds very well. It helped that we had a tank just chilling there for us, but, you know, we were able to do some real useful stuff. Okay, these guys dropped the stuff that we need for our time dilator, so our SATA. So we're going to stop and fight them. Infinium oxide, nope. Well, it was worth a shot, I suppose.
Entering Silent Witness 1.
This is Reen. I'll send you data on where we need a hand.
Buzzard, Sentinel.
Thanks for your help.
I'd like to put up a defense platform there, but we just don't have the recipes that we need for it.
Ah, Captain. Could you repeat that, doll?
Scaleplate have made a number of demands in return for them stopping harassing Hatikvah assets. I'll be sending you the details, as well as some additional suggestions.
Aren't these demands a bit much? We're supposed to be breaking ties with them, not working closer.
It's either this, or rely on Argon government to bail you out on this mess.
Fine. I'll make the arrangements.
Good. Follow the instructions and everything should work out fine. For now, I have other business to take care of.
Take care, Dal. It looks like I've got some favors to call in. As you've helped us out so much, I'll wire you some additional credits. It seems we're finally getting to the end of this mess. There are still some loose ends to tie up. Acting on the information you gathered with Dahl, we sent out a number of automated drones to attack caches of scale plate supplies. In hindsight, maybe not the best idea. They're not responding to the deactivation signal. We need pilots to go out and destroy them before they scupper any chance of a deal.
I kind of feel like Hatikvah shouldn't be its own nation. Like, they're causing more problems than they're solving. But, you know, we do what we're asked, as long as they keep paying us. We could have done the last two missions, that one and this one, in the Scout. I thought we were further along in the quest line than we really were. That's my fault.
Defense drone. Defense drone.
Do you have a moment to come and see me? We're getting close to finishing this.
Ooh, flew into the graphics. Fantastic.
Thanks for coming. We're doing our best with the instructions that Dal left us, but to be honest, a lot of my staff are not happy. Given the losses we've suffered, many of them would rather go to war than appease Scale Plate. Dal suggested that I go to meet the Scale Plate lieutenant and hand off the settlement package. That is not going to happen, as I'd likely shove that Teladi down the nearest docking shaft.
I mean, maybe she should go.
I'd greatly appreciate it if you go and hand him this. Just smile, make the exchange, and get out of there. Then we can get on with our lives.
I remember the first time I did this mission, I really thought that Dal was double-crossing her, because some of the stuff that he's recommended has obviously backfired horribly, and it's suspicious as hell from the outside, for sure.
Navigation.
Ooh, a purple one. You're pretty. And you're apparently now the navigator. It's interesting And I'm kind of curious from a programmer standpoint how being inside the ship and being able to move around while moving at high speed outside, I'm assuming that they just anchored us to the ship.
Entering system.
But watching everything
Silent witness.
outside move at real time while you're inside is kind of odd to me. It would have been easier if they instanced it and put some kind of a like 3D digital graphic here when you're not actually flying. I don't know. It's just interesting. I wonder how they accomplished it.
Well now, I suppose you are here to give me something. Ah, of course. Thank you. This was a fun little exercise. I must say, that Tal Busta is a rather interesting man. He convinced me to give Hatikvah a chance to repay their debts, so that we can all move forward. But there seems to have been a misunderstanding. The largest debt was respect. Yet here you stand. You must be a trusted ally of Hatikvah, but hardly the figurehead I expected. If Hatikvah will not show me the respect of submitting to me in person, I am afraid this business arrangement has reached an impasse. I wonder, will you reach Hatikvah in time to warn them, or will you be greeted by wreckage?
And now we go back again. Back and forth and back and forth. It's basically a giant fetch quest until there's combat. I apparently blocked a bunch of the fetch quest stuff from my mind because I don't remember it being that long and drawn out, but now we're into the combat stuff. So at least it'll get more interesting. Check the escape pods. Lovely.
Falcon, Sentinel.
That was not your wisest.
I thought you were done.
Okosi, Sentinel.
This is gonna take forever. I think maybe if we can take out its guns.
Explosion imminent.
This is Argon Police. All Hatikvah ships are to disengage and return to secure Argon space.
Captain, I suggest you get out of there. The Argon are rounding up Hatikvah and Scaleplate alike. Before they bring me in, I'll send you whatever payment you're owed. This really did end up a mess. If you see that Teladi Bastu on your travels, fire a few missiles from me. As for Dal, he's probably laying low for a reason. I'll send his last known coordinates.
Alright, then we get his black box, and it tells us where to go from there. Wreck.
Container. Unmarked black box. Decrypted. Logbook entry added.
Yeah, it appears they came under attack, most likely scale plate, blah blah blah. An attempt to reach the escape pods, but neither he nor his crew has been seen since. That's alright, they are still alive. But apparently, it's not going to let us do the next part of the quest just yet. We're going to have to wait. Should we go and help out with the Xenon? Or, yeah, let's go help out with the Xenon. Oh, the Argons are happy with us now.
M.
Be careful not to accidentally go through the gate.
Thanks for your help. Thank you.
N.
Ooh, he's fighting outside of his weight class, that poor little guy.
M.
Gotcha. Alright. Now we can get some more free loot. Well, I guess it really wasn't free. We had to work for this. Alrighty. We'll see what we got. It looked like it had an update for us to talk to Bozo Ta.
Ma'am.
I don't think we got any of the parts that we needed for the what's-it. We got out of there just in time with that K coming through. That would not have been a fight that we wanted to handle. Well, I think with that narrow escape that it is time for us to drop off our loot and transfer it to our inventory for our player, and probably let it sit for a while again and get some more money accrued so that we can keep our station going. We're having a hell of a time getting hull parts out there, so what I did is I set up some automatic repeat orders to buy hull parts from ZYA and sell them to our build supply out here, but that's a long trip, so I think one of the first things that we need to do next is we'll leave that, see how far they can get with the money they have, and then set up some mining areas here and see if we can't get some Claytronics and hull parts going, just so that we can keep up with this. Bring you guys back when we start building more stations. I don't know if that'll be this episode or next, but if it's next episode, then if you learned anything useful today or if you had a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.